Nature is beautiful, too beautiful sometimes. Snow-covered forests, silent mountains, rivers that never sleep. But the question is, does beauty mean safety? Because across the world, in the most breathtaking places on Earth, people whisper the same warning. Not everything that lives there is human. Tonight's story comes from the mountains of Pahalgam, Kashmir. Some call it a rumor, some call it a myth, and some never came back to deny it. This is a legend known locally as the Churel of Pahalgam Road. Imran once said something that stayed with me. He said, "These things don't happen every night. That's why people doubt them. But when they do happen, they leave survivors, and survivors talk." According to him, Pahalgam has a road tourists are warned about, quietly, not officially, not on maps. A road where, if you meet her, the damage is never small. No one knows where she came from. No one agrees on what she is. But many claim they've seen her, and some paid the price. This story is not ancient. It's not from centuries ago. It happened 5 to 6 years ago. Aniket and Kritika lived in Chandigarh, India. They were newly married, happy, ambitious, in love. Kritika had a dream since childhood, to drive, just the two of them, through the mountains of Kashmir. Long roads, quiet villages, the Himalayas stretching endlessly. After a few months of marriage, they decided it was time. They packed their car, planned the route, and began the journey north. After 2 days of driving, they reached Jammu by evening. Before continuing, they stopped at a small restaurant, built into the side of a mountain. The owner asked casually, "Where are you headed tonight?" Aniket smiled. "Pahalgam." The man's expression changed. "Tonight?" he asked. "That's not a good idea." He explained calmly. "Landslides happen without warning. Military checkpoints turn people back at night." And then, he paused. "There is something else," the man said. "A woman, on that road. A witch, some say. A churel. If she notices you, real trouble begins." He suggested a hotel. "Go in the morning," he said. Aniket laughed. "This is the age of smartphones," he replied, "not ghosts." The owner didn't argue. He only said, "Then go carefully."
Music playing, they drove into the night. At first, the road felt magical. Stars overhead, cold wind through open windows, mist rolling down the mountains. Google Maps showed 3 hours remaining. They passed a long tunnel, dark, echoing, unsettling. After that, the road narrowed. Cliffs on one side, a river below, dense forest beyond. Then, silence. No other cars, no headlights, no signal. By 3 a.m., something felt wrong. The road no longer matched the map. The GPS shut off. No network. They were lost. The road twisted sharply. And suddenly, the steering wheel felt heavy. The engine made a strange sound, then died. No matter how many times Aniket tried, The car wouldn't start. Absolute silence. Kritika managed to catch a weak signal and called emergency services. She couldn't explain their location. Police told them to stay inside the car. Help was on the way. They waited. Then, Aniket saw it. A light. Far behind them. "Police," he said. "They found us." But the light didn't move. It stayed exactly where it was. After a while, Aniket opened the door. "I'll just signal them," he said. "I won't go far." Kritika begged him not to. He stepped into the darkness anyway, carrying a knife, and walked toward the light.
Minutes passed. Then longer. Aniket never came back. And then, something struck the roof of the car. Once. Twice. Hard. As if something heavy was using the car as a drum. Kritika screamed his name. There was no answer. And finally, she opened the door and ran into the dark. Kritika sat frozen inside the car. The engine was dead. The GPS was gone. Her phone showed no service. Minutes felt like hours. Aniket had walked into the darkness and never returned. At first, she told herself he was fine. Maybe he found the police vehicle. Maybe the light had moved. Then, boom, something slammed onto the roof of the car. The metal shook violently. Kritika screamed Aniket's name. No reply. Another. Udar. Harder this time. Not random. Not accidental. It felt deliberate. As if something above her wanted her to know it was there. The sound continued. A heavy, wooden udar, like a thick branch being swung again and again. Each hit came from directly above her head. The roof dented slightly. Dust fell from the ceiling fabric. Kritika covered her ears, crying, screaming his name. Still, no Aniket. Her breathing became erratic. Her chest felt tight. She knew something was wrong. Terribly wrong. Fear does strange things to the human mind. At some point, staying inside the car felt more dangerous than stepping outside. Her hands trembled as she reached for the door handle. Another udar hit the roof. She couldn't take it anymore. Kritika opened the door.
The darkness swallowed her instantly. She had no idea where she was going. The road disappeared behind her. Tree branches scratched her arms. Rocks cut into her feet. She fell once, got up, ran again. Her heart pounded so hard, she thought it might burst. Then, she tripped. Hard. She fell face first onto the cold ground. For a moment, she didn't move. Then, slowly, she turned her head back toward the car. That was when she saw it. Near the car stood a tree, and from one of its thick branches, Aniket was hanging. His body was twisted unnaturally, his arms limp, his head bent at a wrong angle. Kritika's brain refused to process it. This wasn't possible. Not real. Not her husband. But then she saw the movement. Something was standing beside the tree. A female figure. Tall. Unnatural. Wrong. Her arms were wrapped around the branch that held Anikit's body. She was shaking it violently. Each time she pulled it down, the branch slammed into the roof of the car. That was the sound. That was the knocking. The thing wasn't attacking the car. It was using Anikit's body as a weapon. Kritika tried to scream. No sound came out. The woman's head slowly turned, and she looked directly at Kritika. Her face was pale, too pale. Her eyes burned, like glowing embers in the dark. No pupils, no warmth, just rage and hunger. The moonlight revealed her twisted smile. This was not an animal, not a human. This was the Jirel.
For a moment, everything stopped. The forest went silent. Even the wind died. The woman stared at Kritika as if deciding something. Then, she smiled wider. Kritika finally screamed. A scream so loud it echoed through the mountains. As the scream left her mouth, everything went black. Her legs gave out. Her body collapsed. The last thing she saw was the woman stepping down from the tree and moving toward her. Bright lights, beeping machines, the smell of disinfectant. Kritika opened her eyes slowly. She was lying in a hospital bed. Her head throbbed. Her throat burned. A nurse noticed her movement and called for help. Kritika tried to sit up. Her first words were, "Where is Aniket?" No one answered. A police officer stood near the door. His face was serious. Finally, a nurse spoke softly. "I'm sorry. Your husband didn't survive." Kritika screamed. Later, the police explained. They traced the emergency call. They reached the location before sunrise. They found a car parked perfectly on the road. No mechanical failure. Full fuel tank. On the roof of the car, a man's body. Below it, an unconscious woman. Scratches covered Aniket's body. Deep. Violent. The official report said, "Death caused by a wild mountain animal." Nothing else. No woman. No legend. No witch. Kritika survived, but surviving isn't the same as escaping. Her body healed slowly. Her mind never did. Every night she woke up screaming, seeing fire-lit eyes in the dark, hearing the sound of metal being struck again and again. She gave her statement to the police. Every detail, the light, the tree, the woman. They listened, they wrote, and then they erased everything that didn't make sense. There was no mention of a woman in the report. No witch, no hanging tree, no supernatural presence. Just one line. Probable attack by a wild mountain animal. The car was examined again. No damage to the engine, no fuel leakage, no signs of malfunction. The breakdown shouldn't have happened, but it did. When Kritika later spoke to locals, away from police ears, the reactions were different. Old men lowered their voices, shopkeepers stopped smiling, drivers refused to make eye contact. One of them finally said, "You saw her, didn't you?" They didn't ask what she saw. They already knew. According to the legend, the Churel isn't born, she is created. A woman who died violently, betrayed, abandoned, left unfinished. The mountains keep her. The road feeds her. She appears rarely, sometimes years apart. That's why people doubt her. That's why survivors are dismissed. And that's why the legend never dies. The locals believe something else. She doesn't chase crowds. She waits for those who are alone, confident, unafraid, especially men who step out of the car, especially those who laugh at warnings. She doesn't attack immediately. She confuses. She isolates. Then she takes. Even today, taxi drivers avoid that road at night. Military patrols don't linger. Tour guides change routes after sunset. And if you ask why, they'll say, some roads are not meant to be crossed after dark. So if you ever find yourself driving through the mountains of Pahalgam, if your signal disappears, if your engine suddenly dies, if you see a light in the distance that doesn't move, stay inside the car. Do not follow it. And whatever you do not step out alone. Because some legends don't want to be remembered. They want to be met. This story was shared by someone who survived, but many never did. And maybe that's why the mountains are so quiet at night.
If you enjoy true horror legends, dark folklore, and stories that blur the line between myth and reality, subscribe to Terrible Night. Because some stories are too disturbing to tell in daylight. And here, we tell them after dark.